let's have a look. So I've got two questions here for you that I'd like some answers to. So my first question is, what is a prime number? My second is, what is a composite number, or what are composite numbers? So, I'm going to give you guys a second or two to have a think. If you want to raise your hand, you can, or you can put it in the chat. Blessing, do you want to give me a definition for one of those?
A prime number is a number that has two factors, which is one in itself, and a composite.
Okay, so guys, a prime number is a number with two factors only, and those two factors are then one and itself. Now, when we say one and itself, we need to think of numbers such as 3. The only factors we have of 3 are 3 times 1, or 5, because the only factors we have are 5 times 1, etc., etc. So the only factors we have are the number and then 1. We have got a prime number. Okay, we'll put a very nice definition there of composite numbers on the chat. Does anyone maybe want to raise their hand to explain to us what composite numbers are? Or please, can you say your name for me so that I pronounce it properly?
You can just call me Dial.
Dial.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So a composite number is a positive integer that can be formed by multiplying two smaller positive integers equivalently. It is a positive integer that has at least one divisor other than 1 and itself.
Excellent. Okay, that was a very, very detailed definition there. Very nice. And I like that we're using good language. That's horrible language. I like that we're using proper mathematical language in terms of using integers and specific types of numbers that we're working with. So very nicely done. So I'm just going to shorten that, because I think if I try to write that, it will become chaos. A composite number is essentially a number with, it's already causing chaos, with more factors than just one and itself. And so now we need to think of a number like, say, for example, 6. We know that the factors of 6 are 1 times 6, as well as 2 times 3. So not only does 6 have the factors of 1 in itself, it also has more factors over and above that, which are 2 and 3. So essentially, it's got more than 2 factors, those 2 factors being 1 and itself. And so essentially, if you are working with a prime number, that is a completely separate group to a composite number. And so if a number is not a prime number, then it is a composite number. All right, so I'm going to give you a second to take a screenshot of that if you would like to. Remember, guys, don't worry if you're late. We get that load shedding, network issues, all of that is a bit chaotic at the moment. So just remember, everything is recorded. Right, take your screenshots. In the meantime, Tando, do you have a question? Tando? Okay, cool. I'm hoping we've all got our screenshots. Let's have a look at some examples. So example 1, we've got a whole long list of numbers here. I don't know why by 57 looks a little bit weird there, but anywho. So we've got a whole long list of numbers. You can read those. I'm not going to say them all because I think you just get tired of my voice. And we want to, from those list of numbers, select specific numbers. So the first one that I'm asking you for is nice and easy. We're easing into it today. Is all the numbers that are even numbers. So does someone maybe want to raise their hand and let me know which numbers in this list are even numbers? You can take a second to think, and then when you're ready, you can either put it in the chat Or you can raise your hand for me. All our even numbers. Single, do you want to try for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
2,
Yeah.
12,
Good.
32,
Good.
44, and 52.
Perfect. Now, Single, how do you know that all of those are even? What do we like look out for when we want to identify even numbers?
If you like half them, they all have okay, so if you half them, they all have the same amount on each side.
Okay, perfect. That's actually a really nice way to think about it. I never thought of it like that. So basically, guys, an even number is, I suppose simply put, is a number that we can divide by 2 without a remainder. And Single thinking there of if you divide it in half, there's the same amount on each side with no remainder is actually quite a nice way to think of it. So as long as our number can be divided by 2 with no remainder, we have an even number. Right, very, very nicely done. So that was our first question. Let's just move this up a little bit. Our second question is now asking specifically for the prime numbers. So guys, remember we spoke about the fact that prime numbers are numbers with only 2 factors, 1 and itself. So have a look at your list of numbers here. I'm going to give you a second again to think about it. I want all of the prime numbers in this list. Now, very importantly, I'm just going to give you a little hint. 1 is not a prime number. Because at the end of the day, the factors of 1 are actually just 1. It only has 1 factor. And so for a prime number, we need at least 2 factors, 1 and then the number we're working with. Mr. Shaba, do you want to give the prime numbers list a go?
Ma'am?
Yeah?
The prime numbers. It's oh, you mean the prime numbers is 2?
Yeah.
2, 3,
Good.
5,
Good.
17.
Excellent.
Oh, ma'am.
Doing really nicely.
27.
Okay, so 27 we can divide by 3 because if we divide it by 3, we get 9. So that has more factors. What about 41?
Oh, yeah, 41.
Good. Okay, so 41, 43, and then do you agree 57 as well?
Yeah. Ma'am?
Yeah?
Oh, you mean 57? I didn't hear you properly.
No, that's all right. Okay, so guys, very nicely done there. Our prime numbers here are what I've listed. Now remember, we want to take it from the whole list. So exactly as we were told, 2, 3, 5, 17, 41, 43, and 57 are our prime numbers in this list. All of these numbers can only be found as a product when we take 1 times the number. And so we have, as we've said, our prime numbers. So I'll just hang there in case you want to take a screenshot of this before I scroll down a bit more. But very importantly, guys, when we give you a list of numbers, try and remember that we want all of the possible numbers. If we don't, then we will say write down 1 number that is a prime number, for example. So the instructions will be quite clear. If we want you to use all of the numbers, or if we want you to just select one from our list. Okay, so question C, let's make this a touch smaller so we can still see our list. Question C is now also quite specific, so we need to be careful. Question C is asking us to list all of the odd, oh golly, Miss Molly, all of our odd composite numbers. So firstly, remember your composite numbers are ones that with more factors than just one in itself. And we only want the odd ones there. So take a careful look at the list and have a think of which ones are your odd composite numbers. Money, you're absolutely right. Sorry, I just saw in the chat there. 57 is not a prime number, and it's clearly a Monday, because I want to say 9 times something. Maybe I'm talking nonsense. 19 times 3 gives us 57. So I was very much wrong there. 19 times 3 gives us 57. So that is not a prime number. Very well done on spotting that.
Well done, Mandy. I didn't even think much. I just saw the 7. I was like, okay.
But there we go. A really good lesson. And just because it's an odd number doesn't mean it is a prime number. Very nice. Okay, so far in the chat, we've got some options here. The first one, we've got 27, which is excellent. And I've already said that 27 has other factors, 3 times 9. 39, very nice. Can be divided by 3 as well. Obviously now 57, we know that because I've just explained that 57 is indeed not a prime. And so our odd composite numbers are 27, 39, and 57. So just a reminder, 57 is not a prime number because 19 times 3 gives us 57. And so it's got more factors than just 1 times 57. But again, I'm just going to wait here in case anyone wants to take a screenshot of C. Right, so I've got 2 more here, and I think I've just caused chaos for myself. So let's do this so you can still see the list. Oopsie. Okay, we don't need to stress about the numbering. So from the same list, I now want you to try by yourselves the factors of 12 and the multiples of 3. Now remember, we have spoken about factors and multiples. So think back to what we spoke about on Wednesday when we spoke about factors and multiples. And from your list of numbers, I want factors of 12, and then, like I say, the multiples of 3. Think carefully. Remember, it's only from the list that I've given you there. Not all of them, just from the list.
Let's go, my plebs. Y'all are doing really well. I'm so proud of you already. Can see you working really hard. Let's go, Moremia. Can see is on it also. Siabonga is like, ma'am, I'm already done. Siabonga, did you write it on your book? See, the trick here is that you need to write it on your book. Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing hands. That's great. Okay, so Bongo, do you want to give us the factors of 12 that are in this list?
It's 1, 2,
Good.
and 3, and 12.
Very nicely done. Excellent. So guys, here, our factors of 12 that we have are 1, 2, 3, and 12. The only one we're missing is 4, but 4 isn't in our list. So we don't include it because it's not actually in the list of numbers we were given. Alrighty, Tando, do you want to help us out with the multiples of 3 that are in this list?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
It's 3,
good.
6,
Okay, so is 6 in our list of numbers?
ma'am.
Is 6 in our list of numbers over here?
It's no, ma'am. 12,
Okay.
ma'am.
Good.
The power of writing things down, Tando. You write them down first.
You
I
are
like
on a
your
roll,
trick over there. PG wants to
Sometimes-
help.
Okay, let's hear. So we're up to, what are we, 312. What else do we have? There should
Remember,
be
you have
more-
to unmute yourself. Sorry, Teacher Sam.
No, no, I was
PG,
just gonna say exactly the same thing.
there's a little box on your side PG, that comes up on your screen. So you need to press on that. Then you can talk. Okay, Gigi disappeared.
All right. Muvuyo, do you want to help me out with the rest here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're on 12.
27,
Good,
39,
good.
57.
Hannah? Excellent, well done. So there are our multiples of 3. 3,
Three.
12, 57, 39, and 57. Excellent, well done, Muvuyo. And Tando, well done. Started us off there. Alrighty, guys. So often what we like to do when we test these sorts of things is give you a list of numbers and ask you to identify specific numbers from our list. So read the questions carefully. Make sure that you are actually giving all of the numbers that we've asked you for, and then you should be absolutely fine. Okay, I'm just waiting in case everyone wants to take a screenshot. You also now have all of the questions on the same screen, so you can get them all together. Remember, because I moved this, this is actually D, and that is actually E. Oh my gosh, my E didn't get any better. There we go. Vuvuyo, do you still have a question, or was your hand just up from when you answered?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'm going to move away now. Ooh, right, so let us have a look at our second example here. Again, whoops, we don't have a list of numbers this time, but we do have some instructions that we want to follow in order to answer the questions. Now, my first question is write down the whole numbers less than 4. Now, guys, what they need to sort of know is what is a whole number. Now, we have spoken about the number system, but I'm just going to remind you that whole numbers, remember, are your numbers from 0 to positive infinity, and there are no fractions or decimals. So basically 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to positive infinity. So the first question is asking you to write down the whole numbers that are less than 4. Now, I've almost given it away here, but I want you to try. Remember, guys, write it in your book first, and then we can go and put our hands up or put our answers in the chat. Right. In terms of finding factors, guys, remember Wednesday's lesson we spoke about factors, so you can check the recording of that lesson 4, and you'll see how we can get factors. Olonda, very nice, well done. Anyone want to raise their hands? Let me know the whole number's less than 4. Just giving everyone a chance to. Okay, let's see. Was it dial? I feel like that's wrong.
Yes, ma'am. It's dial.
Okay.
So it's 0, 1, 2, and 3.
Perfect. 0, 1, 2, and 3. Those are all of our whole numbers less than 4. Very nice. Well done. Okay, so the second one is asking us to write down the even numbers between 20 and 30. So again, take a second, write it down in your book, and think about what are your even numbers between 20 and 30. Nice, guys. Well done. Remember, you're welcome to put in the chat as well. Ora Kolokanse, do you want to help me out here with these?
Ma'am, the even numbers are 22, 24, 26, and 28.
Perfect. Okay. Now, I saw some of you included 20 and 30, and I'll be honest, as you sort of you're my English today, guys. I'm so sorry. You would think I'd like haven't taught the whole day. The way the question's phrased actually is a little bit unclear. So I would probably say that write down the even numbers between 20 and 30, including 20 and 30. But if you did add 20 and you did add 30 there, that is absolutely fine because both of them are even numbers. And so you can include them there. But yeah, I should have probably phrased my question a little bit better. So thank you for pointing that out for me. Mvuyo and Masashaba, I'm assuming these are hands up for questions. Masashaba, do you have a question?
No, ma'am. I want to answer C.
Okay, so guys, question C is write down the prime numbers between 30 and 35. Masashaba, I'm just going to give everyone a chance to think about it, and then I'll come back to you in a second. Excuse me. Remember all the prime numbers, so the numbers that only have 1 in itself as factors, between 30 and 55. So take your time, write it down carefully, make sure that you're happy with all your answers, and then we'll have a look in a second.
Yes, guys, we are interested in knowing that you've written it down, you thought about it, and then you can give us your answer, okay? So whether you raise your hand or when you are done, you put it on the chat, we acknowledge all of it. And I'm so proud of you, my people. So proud of you.
Okay, Master Shaba, do you want to give me the C?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Between 30 and 35, it is 37, 41,
37, 41.
For the 3.
Hmm?
3.
Yeah, 43.
$43, 47, and 53.
Good. And just one
And
more here.
53.
And 31 as well. Very nice. Okay, guys, so those are all of our prime numbers between 30 and 55. Excuse me. And again, guys, make sure that you're writing it down so that you can check once we give an answer that you've got everything that you needed to have in your list. There's another hand up, and now I can't find this person.
I see it's Maschaba. Was it Maschaba talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, guys, last one, the composite numbers between 20 and 40. So who wants to try this? But first, write it down in your book. I want the composite numbers between 20 and 40. So think carefully, write it down first. Make sure you're happy with your answer. Remember what a composite number is. All of those numbers with more factors than just one in itself. And then when you're ready, you can put it in the chat or you can raise your hand and we can have a look.
Ma'am.
Right, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, and 39.
Okay, so let's hope I can keep up. So 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39. And that was it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, excellent. Again, guys, if you used 40 and 20 as well, that's cool. But in between 20 and 40, we've got all of these composite numbers. Now, composite numbers is your English. Composite numbers is obviously quite a lot more than prime numbers, just by nature of what prime numbers are. So it makes sense that this is quite a bit longer. And this was quite a mean question because there were so many. But as long as you've got all of those down, and this is why writing it down is so important, so that you can mark yourself, you're well on your way. So I'm going to give you a second to screenshot this, and then we're going to take a little break. So you guys have done really, really nicely, and we're already over halfway, so a little break is much deserved.
Well done, my babes. Y'all need to stretch now. Whatever needs to be done.
Nathan cheering us on. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's take our brain break here. So brain breaks are a little bit different because it's not really mathy, and every now and then I like to take a break from the maths. It's a little, 3 little riddles, or brain teasers, or whatever you want to call them. So have a think. There's 3 of them. The first is what has 13 hearts but no body. The next is you go at red but stop at green. What am I? And then I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I'm invisible, but you can call for me. What am I? So take a think. Some of you are really good at this. I'm shocking at these. But have a think. Oh, gosh. Excuse me. And then I'll grab some answers now. You're welcome to put them in the chat as well. I really hope no one is going at red at a robot. Oh, Kenzie, I was just about to click on you. If you want to raise your hand again, you're welcome to help us with the first one. Okay, Kenzie, tell me.
Okay, ma'am. So hi. The first one is a deck of playing cards.
Very nicely done. So anyone who's played cards before.
Wow, I didn't know that. Done, can see.
In a deck of cards, you've got 4 suits. You've got hearts, diamonds, your clubs, a weird looking club, and then spades, also a weird looking spade. And in each one, you've got a different number of cards. Now, in each suit, there's 13 cards, because in a whole deck of cards is 52. And so there's 13 heart cards in a deck of cards. So that's why it's got 13 hearts, because there's 13 heart cards, but no body, because obviously it's a deck of cards. Right, very nice. I see lots of hands as well. So let's see. Blessing, you want to try another one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Who is a robot? Because the red means I have to stop, green means I have to go, and orange means you must be careful.
Okay, I'm glad we at least know what a robot does, because I was a bit worried there for a second. Just be careful, guys. It says you go at red, but stop at green. So at a robot, like Listen says, we stop at red. So what do we have where you go at red, but stop at green? Or Khanse, do you want to try?
Watermelon.
Watermelon, well done. So guys, if you think of watermelon, I'm not even going to try and draw all the colors. The watermelon is red where you eat it, and then it's green at the skin. That's really gross. And so we stop at green, but we go at red. Very nice. That says watermelon. Last one, guys. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I'm invisible, but what am I? Lacey, are you wanting to try this third one as well? Single, you want to try this third one?
Noise.
Say that again for me.
Noise.
Very close, very, very close. An echo. Well done. Noise is very close. So noise will speak back to you. So it speaks without a mouth and it hears without ears. You don't see an echo, but you can call for your echo. So we've got an echo there. Well done, guys. You're much better at this than I am. Okay, so like I said, sometimes our brain break is mathy, sometimes it's not. Today I decided I didn't want to do something mathy, so we had a little brain teaser there. Very nicely done. I'm impressed with how many of you got those. You can take a screenshot if you want, but obviously this is not the important stuff. I'm going to give you guys another minute if you just want to quickly stretch, and then I'm going to scroll up to continue with some examples. Okay. Ooh. move this while you're all giving a little stretch. Sometimes question the way I organize my notes because sometimes it makes sense and then other times it just doesn't. Yeah. Siyabonga, you have a question before we do this example? Okay. Yes.
I wanted to answer A.
Okay, give me a second. Let me just say the example, run through, and then you can do A. All right.
Okay.
Yo, guys, we're on it tonight. Very nice. Okay, so this example, we've been told to consider a specific number. So we have been told to consider the number, 24. So we only care about things pertaining or things concerning the number 24. So the first question here is asking you to write down the factors of 24. So if you missed the factor lesson, this might be a good recap for you. We want the factors of 24. Write it down. Make sure you've got an answer so that you can check it when we do it. Guys, please feel free to raise your hand. I know there's a lot of the same people raising hands. I do try and give everyone a chance, so do feel free. I'm glad we're all excited to try this one though. Very nice. Sandal, you want to try this one?
Ma'am, it's 1,
Good.
2,
Good.
3,
Yeah.
4,
Good.
6, 8,
Mm-hmm.
9,
Careful, not 9. What's the next one after 8?
ma'am,
12.
no, 12, 18,
Remember, we want the factors of 24. So all the numbers that can divide into 24 without a remainder. So the last one here is
oh, ma'am,
24.
it's 24, ma'am.
Good, well done. Okay, so guys, remember factors are numbers that can divide into the number we're looking at without a remainder. So Tandal's given us our factors of 24 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Right, now because we've got this list of factors, E becomes a little bit easier because now I'm specifically looking just for the prime factors of 24. So which numbers in this list of numbers are then prime factors? Vuyo, do you want to try this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Prime factors of 24.
Mm-hmm.
1.
Remember, 1 isn't a prime number.
Oh, it's 2.
Good.
3.
Good. Are there any more?
No.
Good. Well done. So guys, exactly as Mabuyo's now pointed out, it is only 2 and 3 that are prime factors of this number 24. Excuse me. Oh. And so if we look at our list of factors, the only ones that are prime numbers are, like I say, 2 and 3. I see lots of people asking to do questions. I hear you. I see you. I'm trying to give everyone a chance. Also, trying to number things properly. So there's C and there's D. Got there in the end. Right, Olonda, do you want to give us C, the even factors of 24?
Oh, ma'am, it's 2,
Good.
4,
Mhm,
6,
mhm.
8, 12, and 24.
Excellent, well done. So guys, we only cared there about the even factors. So nice, we had the list, so we could just look at our list and we could go and write down just the even ones. Very nice, Londo, well done. Right, so D, I'm going to give everyone a second. The factors of 24. Now remember, we've written down the factors of 24. Here they are. That are also, so very important to read carefully, multiples of 3. So from our list of numbers, which ones are also multiples of 3? It's a little bit trickier because it's quite a lengthy question. So just think about it carefully. I'm going to give you a minute. So of our list of factors, which ones are also multiples of 3? Remember, guys, you can put your answers in the chat. We can see them there. And it's nice to see how you're doing, even if it's just in the chat.
Yes, and I hope that everyone is actually reading it already on their books.
Guys, please also double check what a multiple is. Because I'm seeing some answers coming through, and while some of them definitely are multiples, you've got some random numbers there that aren't multiples. So just be careful. Multiples of 3. Good, I like what I'm seeing now. Very nice. Keep going. Okay, Tingo, do you want to help us out here? What are our multiples of 3 from this list?
1,
Remember, multiples of 3.
3,
Good.
6,
Yeah.
12, and 24.
Excellent. Well done. So guys, remember your multiples are like your times tables. So 3, 6, 9, 12, blah, blah, blah. But we only wanted the ones that are in this list that we have here. So 3, 6, 12, and 24. Very nice. Virtu, do you have a question for us? Virtu?
No, I just wanted to answer.
Okay, we're going to do another one. So hopefully you can put your hand up for an answer there.
Yes.
Right, guys, make sure you're taking your screenshots, and then we're going to try one more. Okay. So this is quite similar. Again, apparently I can't remember properly and makes no sense to anything. But now we're looking at the number 72. So the questions are very, very similar. First one, the factors of 72. I feel like that's a really mean question to ask. Let's do, oh, you guys are already so many hands. Okay, let's do 72 just because you guys seem to be on it. First one, factors of 72. Next one, the prime factors of 72, the factors of 72 that are also factors of 76, and the factors of 72 that are also multiples of 4. Right, I don't think we're going to get through all of these. So what I would suggest is you take the screenshots, and then on Thursday, we'll go through the ones that we might not have had a chance to go through on Thursday. We do still have another minute or two. So I mean Wednesday. So sorry. Mid Wednesday. Yes. One day I'll get it right. I'm going to give you all a second, and then what I will do is I will go through the factors of 72 just to make sure you all have the factors that you can answer the rest. Whoop. Right, so Retu, I see your hand. You want to try the factors for me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready.
1,
Good.
2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
8, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, and 72.
Excellent. Well done. Very, very nice. Okay, so guys, there are your factors. Very nicely put of 72. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a screenshot of the screen. And now that you have all of these factors, see if you can answer B, C, and D. And we'll go through the answers on Thursday. Right, today is poll day, if I'm not